The People's Country Club is set to host the final MGA Major Championship of the 2022 season. On August 23rd, the 107th Met Open Championship heads to Bethpage Black in Farmingdale, New York. The Black Course, one of the most prominent public tracks in the country, is no stranger to hosting championship golf, most recently hosting the 2019 PGA Championship.
When you look back at the major championship history of Bethpage Black, it really all started with the Met Open, something we're very proud of, and our past champions there are very accomplished, whether it's Bobby Hines, Bob Rittberger, Johnson Wagner, and then you look over to the professional side and you see somebody like Tiger Woods who won the US Open there. Bethpage Black has a knack for identifying the best players in the world. And even most recently with our 2020 Met Amateur there, we saw two of the best young ball strikers in the Met area, Jack Wall and Luke Sample, battle it out in the final round. So Bethpage is synonymous with identifying the best players in the world, and we have seen that every time we've been there.
Most players in the Met area know just how challenging the Black can be. If not, they just need to check that warning sign on the first tee.
What I'm loving is, for the first time since the PGA, that the fescue is at full height right now. So if you hit it offline, you're going to get penalized. The roughs are growing in pretty thick. I think it's going to be a good test. I think it's going to be US Open kind of conditions.
Certain players can hit it out of the rough if it's this thick. You know, typically it's 3 inches for the Met Open. We'll probably let it go a touch. Not torture the players, but test them a little more.
I think on the front 9 you find a couple of really good opportunities to score, and even right out of the gate you look at the first hole. If you're able to hit a good drive on the first hole, maybe cut the corner a little bit, most players in this field are going to be flipping a wedge into that green. It's narrow, it's tight, but if you hit a good tee shot, you're going to have a chance to get up and down from 100 yards out for birdie.
The front 9 presents a few opportunities to score, namely the reachable par 5 7th and the par 3 8th. Players must stay focused making the turn, as the back is typically the tougher of the two 9s.
After 14, you feel like, oh, I'm almost done, but then you cross the road and you're looking at this huge hill ahead of you on 15. That is, I think, probably the hardest hole on this course.
The 16th hole can play pretty tough. There's an approach on the hole, but it's really not, you really still have to fly it into the green. It's another hole where the tee is up high, you're hitting down to the fairway, and so typically when the leaders are coming around, it's getting in later into the afternoon, the wind's picking up a little bit, you know, the pressure's on.
And then 17, an iconic par 3. Depending on the course conditioning, if it's firm and fast, 17 gets harder and harder because it's a pretty narrow green from the front to the back.
This green is probably 12 yards deep. I mean, it's very shallow. 2-tiered left to right, pot bunkers again.
And then as you get to 18, the tee shot can be demanding. A lot of players will take less than driver, but if you hit that fairway, you're gonna have a chance to make birdie on that hole. If you don't hit the fairway, that's where you're really scrambling, hoping to save par. So a lot of excitement in the finish, and really the wind and the course condition can dictate how challenging that finish becomes.
The Met Open always boasts a star-studded field. This year's championship includes last year's champion Andrew Savoda, 2020 champion Luke Sample, and 2022 Met Amateur champion Brad Tilley. The best players in the Met area are ready to face the challenge of Bethpage Black.
Like I said, we have a great superintendent, Mike Hadley, and Ryan Murphy, our assistant. We have a pretty excellent crew, so I'm pretty happy to showcase their work.
It's always a sense of pride that, you know, people want to be here, and we want to present the best foot forward here, and we want to have the course in prime condition, and we just want to, you know, we're so proud of what we have here, and every day it's a good course, but when you're here, we want it to be exemplary, and we want to share it with you.